parking.
Pixel.
I did pick up my boyfriend earlier from the airport. Hopefully this video comes out cohesive.
Hey, it's me.
Just have to get this little jog cardio in and then hop into the video. As you can see behind me, currently in CapCut editing a video. It was going to be me finishing up my chapter outline, but let me tell you, it's not even cohesive, which is funny because I literally say, I hope this comes out cohesive at the beginning of the video, and I'm like, it didn't. I feel like it was a hot mess. We are going to talk about how I want to do November, how I want to do National Novel Writing Month, because I won't be using NaNoWriMo's website, but obviously I'm going to use the month of November to do what everybody else does, which is write a bunch of words into a document and hope that they form something. We're gonna hop into the video, and with that, I'm going to give you my November plan, and I'm gonna show you some templates for Notion that I've been using to plan, and I hope that this video doesn't come out too late to you, but let's be honest, some people might have to play catch up in November, and if that's you, I got you. You need a little bit of a head start, something to help you get into it in Notion. I will help you. My templates are not perfect in any way, shape, or form, but I hope that they serve as inspiration, a starting point for you, a place in which you can transform them into something that are your own, that help you on your writing journey. So let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so as you can tell, it is not the same day since I did the intro. It's actually a couple of days later, but that's because I wanted to finalize and get my own domain for my own website, / I wanted to finish up my Notion templates to put them on the website. You're free to subscribe directly to me, but that is not required to get any of my templates. They're all free, email not required. I just kind of wanted to have a homepage to have everything to go to. For me to grow eventually. I know I'm like really ahead of myself as someone who only recorded 5 YouTube videos, but I really wanted to get into it. I wanted to really establish myself and have a platform on my own, kind of like an author platform. So maybe, you know, I can get into some other stuff other than just writing fiction. But regardless, the point is this is where you can get all my Notion templates. I'm gonna get into a screen grab, but before I do that, I wanted to basically go over my personal plan for November. It's officially November 1st, me recording this clip. And this video should be going up pretty fast, honestly. But I obviously want to do National Novel Writing Month, and won't be NaNoWriMo based. I won't be using the website or anything or any of the forums, you know, and I want to build a community here on YouTube for writing, but I'm not someone who is intensely social. That being, I'm quite outgoing, but I'm also very good at being solitary in my own activities that I really enjoy. But that's not to say that I don't want to meet people and grow my community and meet people who have similar interests to me, because I don't have many people like that in my life, let alone that many people, period. But anyways, the point is my plan for November, I am calling it D.O.N, as in D.O.N, as in the name. And this is really cheesy, but I decided to call it that because it stands for Drafting Only November. So it makes sense, or Draft Only November. We'll see what I decide on. But I decided to call it that, and me personally, I'm just using it as an opportunity to focus on drafting. No editing, nothing like that. And to be honest, it might even go into, you know, December, January. So Dodge. I don't know what you want to call it. But for now, November has an official name for what I'm going to be calling it. So you'll probably see videos in the future called like D.O.N diaries and stuff like that. And those will strictly be writing vlogs and then going over, you know, word count, progress, all of that stuff. I'm not setting a hard goal of like 50,000 or anything like that. Me being optimistic, I'm hoping for 30,000 words, but that is not an entire draft for my book, and I know that full well. My book has a lot of working parts, and so I'm pretty sure it's going to be over 50,000, maybe even over 75,000. So basically my goal is to hopefully get a third of my draft done this month, which I think is still a really lofty and doable goal for some people. Me working full-time, it's a little harder, but I want to push myself. I want to really focus on drafting this month and take it seriously, because I do want to finish it and be able to edit it and revise it and all that good stuff and get it readable and not perfect, but good. So anyways, yeah, so that's my announcement. That's what I'm going to be calling it. That's what I'm going to be writing. And obviously I invite anyone to come along with me and join me. One of the templates I'll be going over is kind of a little writing tracker. I heard that NaNoWriMo has a little writing tracker and they do badges and stuff. I'm not going to be doing all of that, to be honest, because I know that would be biting off more than I can chew. More than I can chew. Yeah, so I'm excited though. I made a little writing tracker, and if y'all are into that, I hope you can use it. And if you are looking for something to do this month that involves writing, you know, join me and let's get it done. But let's get into it. I'll show you everything that I made and where you can download them, okay? Okay, so as you can see, this is my website. Kept it really simple, kandwade.org. I'll link it down in the description to make sure it's easy to get to. You can just click it, don't have to, I don't know, memorize how to spell my name to find me. So anyways, this is just my homepage. I'm not going to go into crazy depths on my website or anything like that. I just started it up. I honestly am still trying to fill it in. Point is, we're all here for the templates. You can click here or here, but when you get here, okay, so you have a little peek at the main page that I made for my Notion templates. So you have two choices. You can either scroll down, you can choose exactly what page you want, and when you click on it, it'll take you to basically a secondary page. And then once you go up here, you can hit duplicate this tool. Honestly, I just did that and I had to re-record this because I duplicated it into my own Notion and then I erased the wrong one and then I had to hyperlink it and everything. So I'm not going to do it again. But as long as you're signed into your Notion already, your computer kind of memorizes it. Once you hit duplicate, it'll automatically move it into your Notion and then you can choose where to put it at and whatnot. But anyways, that's how you do it. But you have two choices. You could either come in here, select what you want to use. And to be honest, some of these are a lot more detailed than others. So it just kind of varies on what you need and what you want. Like characters and continents, I put a lot more effort into than per se like politics and stuff like that. They're kind of just helpful areas for you to start in. They're not really crazy pages with all sorts of like coding and tech in them. They really just give you good starting points to brainstorm some stuff if you need help with that. But anywho, so you have that choice, or if you click on this main link right here, this giant Notion templates link, it takes you to this fun little home page that I made. With this, you have a couple of things. You have a little Pomodoro timer, so if you like writing in sprints and stuff, this might be helpful for you. I even added in a little, what are they called? Widget? A widget for either Spotify or for Apple Music. So pick and choose what you want. You can basically delete whichever one you don't think you're going to use and then pull these guys down, and it'll make them longer to kind of match the size of all the other ones. And then this guy in the middle is just, I cannot remember her name, but from Animal Crossing, the main little helper girl who welcomes you every single time you come back to the island. This also does have little sounds and stuff like that if you want to play this. So to each their own, depends on what you like, but gives you time calendar and stuff, and it's just a cute little thing. And then a spot where every day a new quote pops up, and I just thought that would be a nice touch. But yeah, so this is just a nice vibey page basically to keep open while you write if you like that sort of thing. But with this, what you can do is you can duplicate this home page, and then it'll automatically duplicate all of the other pages into it versus having to click every single link separately. So there's a little tidbit there for that. But yeah, so I'll get into breaking down each page now. Okay, so to show you this next part, basically to walk through the templates, I'm going to show you from my version so that I can kind of show you how to make adjustments and stuff. I can't really do it on the duplicate versions. Like, you'll be able to do this stuff once you duplicate them into your own Notion. So like I was saying, you can remove one of these and then you can adjust it. You remove by clicking this and then delete, and then you'll be able to expand it to make it bigger into this box. Probably to make it fit better on your computer screen too. I kind of have like a wide computer screen, so it looks a little different. But we'll get into the first one because I think this might intrigue the people most, is the writing tracker. So, and you'll be able to see them on the side here. But with this writing tracker, I made it pretty simple. I did put a little note, and just to let you know, we're going to run through these a little quick. Otherwise, this video is going to be a little long. So with this, I made a little calendar, and you can switch basically between months and whatnot. So this is December. Obviously, we're currently in November. But with this, you can add a tile, and then you get this little pop-up here. So you can put, I assumed on the title, you'll put whatever project you're currently working on. It'll automatically populate the date since it's a calendar. Your mood, I put in a couple of moods. You can add moods. So if those don't work for you, edit the property, and then add in options. So, and then you can type, and it'll even assign a color, but you can change the color if you want. So anyways, you can select mood, you can select multiple moods. So yeah, so you can be, because everyone feels multiple feelings at one time. And then you can enter your word count. So with that, with word count, so we'll put 1,000 and we'll minimize that. So as you can see, I have 1,000 on this day and 1,000 on this day. So it says it here, but once you hit this table column, it actually ends up just listing out everything that you're going to put in the calendar view. But with this, word count gets summed. So each month you can come here, scroll all the way down, and it'll give you a sum of how many words you've written, or each week, whatever. You can actually add in a filter. And with the filter, it'll let you do date, and you can basically do this week. It always automatically does this week. So you can do it weekly, you can do it monthly, however you feel, but you can change the filter. So it's a little nice, keeps it a little bit better, but I'm going to, there we go, delete filter. Okay. So anyways, so yeah, so this little tracker me. So let me delete this one. Just so people don't randomly look at it. Okay, so that's the tracker. So really simple, really easy, but it's a great way to keep track and keep it all here and count up your word count. Obviously, if you're writing a document, the document's obviously going to give your word count. So this is really just, if you love being a really, really organized girly, like, you might love this, okay? Characters. So characters I had a little fun with. It was originally, I gave everyone a separate page, which technically this way everyone does, but it's within this gallery view database. And then also I added in down here, you can add in a diagram. I've been meaning to make a diagram, like a relationship diagram between all my characters in Milano. I just haven't gotten around to it, but it's a great way to do it. I'm sure all of you have probably heard of Milano if you're a person who watches Authortube or BookTube like I do. So anyway, so once you click this card, the very first one gives you the most information, which is why I put this in the header, but change this to your character's name, give them a little summary so you have a quick little version of how you can see your character, how their role in the story. And then you can put their role, and you can put multiple roles because sometimes roles overlap for characters. And then this is the layout. So I did do a little part here just for nickname because you never know, they might go by something else regularly in the book, which is kind of important to know. And then appearance, background, strengths, flaws, want, need, false belief / the lie, and then biography, defining events. And obviously with this, the arcs, everything like that, you can delete and remove as you want. So you would just click anytime it pops up with these 6 lines. This one you'd have to like highlight it and then delete it so that you can delete everything, but you'll do that, delete it, duplicate it, whatever you want to do, make the page more yours. This is just everything that I did do for my characters. I originally had more, but I cut it down because honestly, it's kind of popular belief that as long as you have these, you'll understand your character. Some people don't feel that way, but I think it's because everyone conceptualizes things different. So don't feel like you have to do this or do have to do this. So anyways, that's a breakdown of the character page. Oh my gosh. And whenever this pops up, it won't let you quit out of the window. So heads up on that. So next one, world history. Like I said, some of these are really, really simple. Okay. I'm not even going to lie, which is why I'm not charging for them or anything, but it gives you a spot to put your current setting and then basically what happened before your current setting. So it gives you a breakdown. The way I did it is I did it per like race is the different beginning stories that I did of all of those and how they each affected each other into the current setting. So that's how I did that. And then a brain dump. Each page will come with a brain dump. I'm going to say that now so I do not have to repeat that there's a brain dump. So yeah. Politics. Again, political systems always evolve. So in my particular story, it definitely does because there's not really a political system and then a political system comes into play. So again, this really depends on your story. Some stories don't even have politics, okay? So you may not even need this page. But past politics, this is your current timeline within your story. So I did a separate section for the political system itself and then the military system because those can vary a lot. With fantasy, obviously, some people stick to the tried and true, like monarchy, stuff like that, patriarchy, same military system, everything like that. I did mine a little bit different. I did a diarchy, and because of that, I had to change a lot of stuff. And then obviously, legal practices can be totally different in your fantasy story, but they might also be religious practices, but we'll get into that on the next page, even though the next page is also pretty basic. But these are just kind of things for you to think about. They're things that very much define your world and how it works. But obviously, all of these may not pertain to your story. So if you need to get rid of them or, add to them, feel free, obviously. Religion, again, pretty self-explanatory. But again, it depends on how you do your religion. So yeah, my story kind of originates from really way back in the day to present day. So again, not all stories will be like this. It just depends. But for sure, the mythology will probably come in handy. And then if you have religion, more than likely, there will be more than one religion. Do not feel the need to go into crazy detail on every single one because only one might really be brought up in the story. So just a heads up on that. Okay, language is a little interesting. I know my fantasy needs at least to define languages. I don't think I need to make a whole Elvish alphabet like, Tolkien, but I know that I need to at least name them and understand the sound of them. A lot of my character names revolve around certain sounds, and I kind of did that on purpose, knowing that I was going to have a certain kind of language. But also, not all of my people are from the same region, which is really dumb of me. So I know that after my first draft, I'm going to have to change the names. But regardless, with this, your main page is boring. I plan for it to be, so when you do this drop down, you can add another one, or you can duplicate this and it'll make you another page. But there's going to be a separate page for each language. And the reason is because I did this. So essentially I did it to where you can use this as a reference for if you decide to do your language by changing letters of the alphabet into different letters or symbols. This is like the most basic way to create a language. Don't look at me. I'm not a linguistics expert. This is just me trying to help you because this is what I was going to use. But this is not perfect. There's definitely other ways to make a language. Like you could take specific words and then make the words different, and then you could maybe, if you wanted to, you could reverse engineer that into your sort of alphabet. So yeah, so this is just to give you ideas. Obviously you could change this to like a word like who, and then change what that would mean into, or if you want to base it off of a different alphabet, feel free to use those letters, symbols, stuff like that. But this is just to help you build a language, okay? So don't come for me. Magic was the last page that I made because I actually don't technically have magic in my fantasy. My fantasy is genre bending fantasy. Take that as you will. I'm trying not to spoil too much, but I don't have magic, so I had to make this magic page. But I know after watching so much stuff on fantasy books, obviously they always go into magic systems because most fantasies have magic systems in some way, shape, or form. So anyways, your first column allows you to come up with the source of your magic. The second column allows you to do your limitations on your magic, because magic should always have limitations. Otherwise, it gets used willy-nilly and feels really empty in your story. So not to say I'm an expert, it's just what people say. And then abilities and cost. I put this kind of together because sometimes certain magic is going to cost you something. So maybe specific abilities are going to cost you something different than other things that you do. But again, take that for what you will. Creatures / Flora and Fauna. For me, I did this as creatures. I might actually just permanently change it to Flora and Fauna, but I haven't decided. With this, I made it a little bit more fun. It is another gallery board because I feel like Flora and Fauna is almost to make you understand the vibe of your book, to see the world in more detail. This is, of course, not something required, but it's just something to help you in the creative process of creating your world. So when you click on this, again, really basic, but I would say mostly just to be able to put pictures and then describe it. Here you can add more detail if you would like, but and then obviously name what it is. Don't put plant one. Well, if you want to put plant one, put plant one. But again, this is just to help you visualize your world. And maybe in your story, Flora and Fauna is like really important. Then please like utilize this and add more to it if you would like. Okay, so for me, I did beans on this one. I should do a separate page for races and species, I feel like, for my story, but I could probably put it into this one. Depending on your fantasy, you're not gonna have beans, you're gonna have races and species. So with this, I just put these, but you can obviously put like, you know, oh my god, don't look at my typing. You can put whatever you want. I obviously just left this as is, just so people could do that on their own. But basically, origins, evolution, history, purpose / desire. So these are specifically from when I did it as beans. It makes a lot more sense. I feel like this overall does also cover races and species, but in history, you might want to go more in detail versus all the other ones, because the history of a race or a species, especially like with other races and species, is going to be really important to your story, if that is important to your story. So yeah. Technology, also very, very basic. Because it wasn't until towards the end of my chapter outlining that I realized that technology is kind of going to play a little bit of a role in my story.
with this, kind of gives you just an idea. In mine, technology changes. So I did a past and present. Obviously, technology always changes, even in your story. Past, it could have been advanced and now it sucks. Okay, it could have increased. It could have evolved, could have become better also in the present. So take this for what you will, but technology, when you put it in there, it is kind of important where it was and where it is now. So that's where we're at. Incontinence is also one of my favorite pages. So mine, I use Incarnate, and it's another website, but I used it to create my own little map. So I just realized I just had the name of my planet / continent. Okay. I just had the name of my planet on there. Cutting that out. Okay, so anyway, so I used Incarnate to create a map and I pasted it here. So this is kind of just your home page for your continents. And then also if it's like a specific planet, it's not Earth, you can put this down and it again gives you a little bit more of an idea. Like I put down the amount of water to landmass ratio, stuff like that, climate, I think I even put in like the axial tilt of the planet and how it affected the seasons and stuff like that. I got really deep into it, but anyways, so I put this there, but there's a drop down / they're all going to be here. So whatever's here is always going to be on the end of your homepage. So you can click either one, but you'll click it. And I kind of already left it like this for you. But anyways, obviously a planet can have more than one continent. Your story might only involve one continent. So don't feel the need to have like multiple continents filled out in here. I just kind of separated it like that so it's easier. But you'll get here. You can click on country. Obviously put the name of whatever you want your country to be. Feel free to change the cover to whatever you would like. A Pinterest picture, whatever. Unsplash has like a bunch of really good ones for free. These are all Unsplash ones that are already on here. But obviously it may not look exactly the same, but it'll give you the vibes of what it's like. So in here I put capital city. All this stuff is going to show up on the card once you fill it out. So again, it helps you have like a quick preview of what it's like. So official language, description, population, currency, capital city, and then down here, so once you click on it, it'll show you all that basic stuff here, but then once you click on it, then you can see all of this other stuff where you have a summary of what it's like. And then these are the only ones that I could really come up with. I haven't delved too much into building up my continents like fully because I find that the first book doesn't involve it too much, but I know it'll help in probably the second and third books. So anyways, power dynamics, how your world history, politics, religion, all of that resides within each continent, because it's going to be different depending on the culture and all that. You could probably even add in a culture tab. I don't know why I didn't, but climate, natural resources, religion, key cities, all these affect the way that the world interacts with your country, especially like natural resources might affect, like, especially if it's a political fantasy or something, that's probably really important because, wars and stuff. But anyways, okay, that is it. I did it. We went over all of them. I am so sorry. I feel like I'm out of breath. Like, hopefully you don't notice it. Oh, that's it. I just wanted to do a quick outro and say thank you for watching this. I hope you reach all of your November goals. If you do have specific November goals and they're not NaNoWriMo, the 50,000 words for the month, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I would love to know. Let me know if you download any of my templates. Let me know if they are crappy or if they're good. And if you like this video, please like it. If you didn't, I'm sorry. And yeah, signing out. So